Hi, Ed 200 students, it's Sister Edgington here again. This week we have the 13.01 Instructor Input and Guided Reading. This is for History Cycle 2, and we are now in week 13, so we only have one more week after this one, and then this semester is over. If you chose to read Brown versus Board of Education for your initial assignment, then your assignment this week will be to read from Perspectives in the History and Philosophy of Education, reading number 27. It was written by Jean Agnon. Here is a picture of her, and this was taken in 2011, and she was protesting at Occupy Wall Street. She has since passed away. But Agnon's work examined the intersections of race, social class, education, policy, and the economy. In the 1970s and 80s, she helped lay the foundation for the field of critical education studies. Her now classic 1997 book, Ghetto Schooling: A Political Economy of Urban Educational Reform, was groundbreaking and changed the way a generation of educational scholars viewed the relationship between urban schools and communities. Agnon is renowned for her creative use of historical political economy as a method of analysis. So her first book, Ghetto Schooling, and that's where our reading for this week comes from, had a foreword that was written by sociologist William Julius Williams. And this is one of the things that he said in that foreword. He said that Agnon makes clear that to be successful, educational reforms in urban schools have to be part of a larger effort to address the problems of poverty and racial isolation in our inner cities. If you chose reading number 24, A Nation at Risk, for your initial assignment, then your assignment for this week is to do reading number 25, written by Diane Ravitch. And Diane Ravitch is actually still alive, one of the few people that we are reading their work who is. Now, I just have this little caveat. Even if you didn't read A Nation at Risk, which you really should, you should still read Diane Ravitch's reading number 25, Forgetting the Questions, The Problem of Education Reform. It is really good. She is a research professor of education and a historian of education. And she served in the George H.W. Bush administration from 1991 to 1993 as the Assistant Secretary of Education. Her responsibilities included educational research and improvement, and she led the federal effort to promote the creation of voluntary state and national academic standards. Then, from 1997 to 2004, she was a member of the National Assessment Governing Board, which oversees the federal testing program. And this was during the administration of Clinton, and she was appointed by Clinton's Secretary of Education in 1997 and then reappointed again in 2001. In 2010, the National Education Association selected her as its Friend of Education for the year. So I think that it is so interesting that she served in a Republican administration. She served in a Democratic administration, and then she has also received awards and acclamations from the NEA. So she is a pretty well-rounded gal with a lot of support from a lot of different and varied areas. Forgetting the Questions is Diane Ravitch's response to the publication of A Nation at Risk. She is confident that schools were built to offer academic growth and opportunity through attainment of rigorous expectations. Her hope is that being called inept by the government, which is what we were in A Nation at Risk, will inspire us to now find our way. So the question at the very beginning of this whole unit, of this cycle on history, is, have we accomplished liberty and justice for all in our schools today? And so I want you to think about that as you are doing your assignments and your reading for this week. Have a really great week and good luck with all of the things that you have to do.